Hey guys, Jenny with On Fire Fit, and today is a little vlog style video. Me getting ready, me straightening up, me cleaning, things like that. It's funny, these videos take more time for editing and voiceover and things like that, but some days I just want to bring you guys along when I'm doing my tasks. For some reason, it makes them feel a little bit less like I'm on my own doing it and knowing that you're there with me. And one of the things that I think is kind of a basic understanding that sometimes we forget is how much our environment affects our mental state. And if I feel like things are a little bit chaotic or I'm just not feeling real settled or at peace or something, one of the quickest ways to help me get some of that back and kind of get back to grounded is just to straighten up, clean up, take care of the things that I have. And I don't know if you guys experience that as well. I am not a total neat freak. I am not ultra organized, but I do really enjoy things being clean and in their place. I think everything should have a place. And when it doesn't, it feels, a little bit chaotic, and sometimes it wastes a bunch of energy and time and things like that. So I do really like to get organized, but I don't lose sleep if everything is not clean or organized. I've at least have some balance on that, I believe. But I do really feel like this makes a big difference when I just get things back to settled in various areas. This is one of the areas that I spend a lot of time. I get ready in the morning. I do a lot of my editing at the computer here. When I'm working from home, this is my work from home area. I do spend some time in here reading the Bible, reading, stretching, sitting in front of my red light. So the environment here is pretty important since I am in this area a lot. I don't know if you have set up your environment so that it is conducive to work and bringing you some peace. If it's real cluttered, if it's dirty, I just think it plays its toll on your mind. So sorry for that bright light. The natural light coming through that window can be a little blinding, but so I'm just kind of bringing you through some of the stuff that I'm doing as I've been getting ready. I did film a top tier video earlier, health related video, and that is for my Patreon. But after I got that done, I thought I need to really get some of my stuff clean in my environment. And so I just brought you along with me. So I'm going to just kind of be talking randomly here, and some of it may be just quiet, but I hope that you are cleaning with me or organizing or at least thinking about it. Okay, so thanks for coming along with me. So this tray that I am cleaning has essential oils and some of my perfume, which I don't have many. I try to keep that to a minimum. And I try to use that diffuser regularly. It has a really nice, like, tea tree oil and eucalyptus and, some essential oil smells that are really nice for, I think we kind of miss out on how much smells can make things that much more pleasant. So I do try to remember to do that. But I do get distracted often, which, a lot of us do. But I think it's a nice thing. This is a picture of my kids when they were really little. I absolutely love that picture. It's a little faded and stuff, but it makes me really happy when I see those cute little faces. And they're still absolutely wonderful. I am so blessed to have two kids that are so loving. And, we all have our challenges in this life, that's for sure. But I think it's really important that we count our blessings as well, and that we don't, kind of focus on the negative. That is very easy to do in the world. But I saw something that a friend had sent me that was a really good thing to think about. Somebody had recommended that on the notes on your phone, or I guess you could just write them down, but have a list called "Good Things Are Always Happening to Me." And then just keep on writing down or putting in your notes all the good things that are happening to you. And I think that's such a great way to live your day, because you will look for things, and the more you look for them, the more that you will find them. And I think right now in the world, there's a lot of opportunity to see negative, and it can drown out the positive. So if we get our minds to look for the good, it is really going to be a game changer. And so I'm going to be doing that. I encourage you to do that. And, I think it's similar to just having like a gratitude journal or something like that. I like the idea of even labeling it, "Good things are always happening to me." What a great focus. This morning when I looked at this kitchen, I was like, oh, heavenly days. I am going to bring my friends with me to clean up this mess. So thank you for coming with me as I clean up. Now, it's funny that during this video, during this part in particular, my son was over on the couch and he was talking to me about various things going on in his life, and he had gone out with friends and was shooting pool last night, and so we were having a good old conversation, and he was like, is this going to be a problem for you? And I'm like, no, don't worry, I'm going to mute it and we can just chat away. Don't worry about anything you say. But I was really enjoying it. My kids are very busy. They work and school and all the rest, social and everything. So any opportunity I have to talk to them, listen to them, hear their thoughts on life, I just grab a hold of those and try to zero in on that time as being the most precious to me. I think people are so important, and really trying to treasure time with people, you cannot go wrong. So anyway, as I'm straightening things up, and I carefully edited out the times that he walked into the frame to get something because he was still, bedhead and kind of not really wanting to be on film at this moment in time. So you'll see some splicing out of things, but thanks for helping me clean my kitchen. Well, if you're new to my channel, I don't know that you would know this, but anybody that has been around for a little bit, you know that I had my kitchen redone recently, and I so enjoy keeping this kitchen clean. Not that I didn't enjoy keeping the other kitchen clean, but it's fun to, keep things sparkling clean. And I try to keep this sink clean, but I have to admit this one is a little trickier to keep clean for some reason. It seems like whenever you pour something down the drain, it likes to splash off to the side, and then if you don't jump on it and clean it up right away, then it kind of, requires a little scrubbing, and not everyone is kind of on top of that. But I am very fortunate that I get to take care of my own house, clean it, and enjoy it. So I don't enjoy having a lot of clutter, so I am going to be, trying to get rid of some things and doing some more zone type of cleaning, which includes, getting rid of unnecessary things that we tend to look at and not realize that they're kind of clutter. But I love all of my plants in the window. Those are going nowhere. I'm drying my coffee pot. I have a coffee pot that grinds the beans fresh in the morning automatically. It does require more cleaning in parts, but I do love the taste of freshly ground coffee beans. I am not a stickler for it, but it is something I enjoy. Now, there is a lot of controversy over coffee, whether we should be drinking it or not. And I have heard a lot about, the acidity of it and the fact that the caffeine affects your, neurochemical processes and things like that. I've also been to medical conferences with liver doctors who say that it helps prevent liver cancer. So, as much as I enjoy coffee, I kind of end up latching on to the positive benefits. I do think it's probably a moderation type of subject. If you can get off of coffee altogether, that may be a good thing. Although, according to the liver doctor, they would say that's not a good thing. But I do think we can get too excessive with it. And so, I guess, in my opinion, moderation is what I'm going for. So, I tend to have probably a couple of cups in the morning, and usually that's it. I do sometimes have another one late morning, but I never have coffee after noon. Really, 12 is my cutoff, and it's usually even a lot earlier than that, like no later than 10 a.m. But it is something that I think is a sweet enjoyment in life. And I haven't noticed that I have a lot of problems or anything. So I guess if you have issues, I know some people have acid reflux. That is another topic that is sort of a health related one that I can get into at some point. But it's not always what people think. Acid comes about usually for other reasons, but coffee could play into that for some people. It doesn't for me. All right, so I'm just resetting the coffee pot for the morning. There is nothing better than coming down in the morning, pushing the button, grinding and brewing, and you don't have to set it up and do all the process that morning. So 99.9% of the time, I set this up the day before. And it's funny because I used to clean my coffee pot pretty early on in the morning after, we all got it and finished off what we wanted and everything. But my son has been working more evenings, so he gets up later and he ends up drinking coffee even at noon or later. So I do try to avoid cleaning that up too soon because he will come down and have some. But yeah, we are getting stuff done. You're going to see the finished product here in a few minutes. Okay, so you probably remember from another video that I have my little vitamin situation that I do as just a way to help me remember if I've taken things, and just to make it more convenient so that I'm not, having to open a ton of bottles and things like that. But more than anything, I will forget if I took my vitamins at the right time. So this just helps me to kind of remember and keep track. So, it's just one of these days of the week kind of situation. I start with, these are the morning and like before I eat and after I eat. So usually breakfast containers for Sunday through Saturday. And then I use this separate one to do my evenings because sometimes the amount of vitamins and supplements exceed this little pouch or this little container that's supposed to be the evening one. And so I end up keeping them in two separate, which whatever, it doesn't really matter. It's just a matter of remembering to do it. So once a week I have to refill, and that's just part of one of my tasks today. So I take some probiotics, I take calcium and strontium, and then just a few other things that usually kind of help with your hormones and things like that. This apron does not like to stay on. I have no idea what the problem is. It has slipped off so many times. So calcium, if you take calcium, you can't take the entire dose that you're supposed to take all at once because your body can't absorb that much in one sitting. So I also take strontium. There's some research that it helps your body with absorbing calcium, and I forget all the science behind it. Look at, there we go again. I don't think I need it so much anymore because the dishes are done, but so the strontium, yeah, let's take this off now. I think I'm still gonna have to mop the floor, but so the strontium is kind of mildly controversial, but I do that one because I read the research. And then you take calcium. I take an algae-based calcium, and you take the calcium at least 2 hours separate. And then I end up, what I do is I take my strontium when I wake up in the morning because it's an empty stomach and I won't be eating for at least 2 hours. And so strontium, you usually are better off on an empty stomach with no food for 2 hours. Then after I eat breakfast, I take my algae-based calcium, and then I take my algae-based calcium again after dinner time. So, you know, there's different ways of doing it, but if I don't have like a system in place, I will completely forget and kind of get discombobulated. So that is what I do. Okay, so I'm just cleaning up in the room that is connected, and the couch that you see there is so incredibly comfortable that many times my son sleeps there, because I have to say it is one of the most comfortable couches we've had. And you can so easily fall asleep and not care about going up to bed. It is just lovely. I do, love it actually when I come down and I see him asleep there. I'm like, there's not going to be that many days that I probably am going to see him there. I'm sure he will get on with his life as time goes by, but every moment that I have with my family and people that I love and treasure, I am going to be grateful for. All right, there's the finished product. Thanks so much for being with me. And yeah, I feel much better. All right, everyone, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next video. Live on fire.